Hello everybody and welcome to my latest video. It's your old mate Beatles Dave calling to you from Derby in the UK. Hope you're well and dandy out there in Beatles world, YouTube land, people of the internet and members of the VC, vinyl community and record collectors from around the world. Today I'm going to do something slightly different. As you may know if you've been watching the videos, me and Stuart had a lovely break in Liverpool last week, so I've come back, I've played some of the records and stuff that I've got from Liverpool. I did have a package come before I went away, which I will be going into more detail with in a little minute, and I'm going to show you some of the records that I've been playing in the past couple of weeks, so it's a bit like a catch-up video. But first I've got to say a very, very, very big thank you to a subscriber, and he's a long-time subscriber called Terry Mann, who also lives in Derby. Now, just before we went away to Liverpool, I think the day before we went, I think we went on the Sunday and this package came on the Saturday. He had told me that he was sending me a package because I've got a birthday coming up at the end of September. It's not a milestone like my 60th or anything like that, but I'm not far off 60, put that. And while we was away, he sent me, he did actually say, be careful with the package because there's something in it that might be break, so be very, very careful when you're opening it. So, although it's not my birthday, mate, I hope you don't mind, I've actually opened it just to make sure that everything is okay, and I am absolutely gobsmacked. So without further ado, first we're going to look at what Terry sent me for my upcoming birthday, and then a bit of a catch up on some of the records that I've been listening to. So I hope that's okay with this, so let's get on with the show. So, Terry sent me a box. Very, very well packaged, mate. I hadn't got a clue what was in it, and I opened it up and the first thing I saw was this, a lovely framed picture of David Bowie. Now, if you're new to the channel, you might not know that I am a really, really big David Bowie fan, as well as a Beatles fanatic. Last year I did a 7-part series on the David Bowie LPs that I'd got up until that time, and I've got some more since then. I think this is absolutely wonderful, and for one of my subscribers to see this and think of me and think, yeah, I'm going to send that Dave for a birthday present, even though my birthday is not till the end of September, but because you said there's something fragile in it, I thought I'd better just check it anyway. So this was the main thing that was in there. This was the first thing I saw, and I just said to Sue, I says, wow, look at this bad boy. The only thing is, Terry, you've left me in a bit of a dilemma now, because I've got to move some of my stuff around to find somewhere really, really nice and prominent to put this in the music room. I absolutely love it, mate. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. But he also sent me some other things as well. He sent me 3 magazines, John Lennon magazines. Oops. Now, just bear with 1 second. Now, I haven't had time to read any of those yet, but I've had a quick look through. And he also sent me a little note. So I hope you don't mind me saying what's on the note, Terry. In fact, I think I won't read that because that is actually quite personal. So, yeah, but these 3 magazines, this one I did have. This came out into just after John Lennon's murder, assassination, death, whatever you want to call it. And this, I think this came out with the Sunday Times, didn't it? Yeah, Sunday Times, and it was £1. These go for quite a bit of money on eBay and certain other selling sites. And there's some fantastic photos in there of John. I won't go all the way through it because these are quite delicate, but you get it's basically a history of John from when he was young to when he passed away. So there's that one. Like I say, I did have a copy of that many, many years ago. So thank you once again, Terry. Then there's this one, which is John Lennon, A Melody Maker Tribute, December 1980, 60 pence. I mean, I've quickly flipped through these, and you know, there's some really nice photos and things. They're very delicate though, so I don't want to look too much in it. So pull the pages back. It's a shame because on some of these you see, especially some of the later photos, i.e. the ones that were just before he was killed, he does actually look quite happy, and he looks like he's really looking forward to getting back into doing what he did best, which was writing some fantastic songs. And then there's this one, John Lennon, Give Peace a Chance, a memorial tribute, 70p. Fantastic photo there. And then obviously this is advertising Double Fantasy on the back, which I've started to listen to again, to be honest. So there's those that I've still got to look at, which hopefully, because I've still got a few days off work this week, I should be able to read a few copies of that. Now, we bought some records from Liverpool. I did buy the John Lennon Yoko Ono Experimental Music Unfinished Music #2, Life with the Lions. I'm going to be honest, I haven't played that yet, simply because I don't want to upset my dog. If you haven't watched the video, I've got an American copy and a reissue from 2019. And when I was playing one of those last year, my dog went absolutely berserk. So I haven't played that yet. But I have played this one, which was the Japanese version of Rock and Roll Music. I've played this fully. So everything, you know, I've played all four sides of this. And to be honest, it sounds pretty damn amazing to me. Even on my equipment, which isn't anything special in the music room. As I've said before, I've got my everyday copy is a Sony Direct Drive record deck with an Audio cartridge, Audio Technica cartridge. Get my teeth in right, and that runs through a Denon amp and Denon speakers. Everything in my room runs through the Denon amp and the Denon speakers, except for my old BRS deck, which down there has its own speakers. So yeah, this was on the Sony Direct Drive with the Audio Technica cartridge, and it sounded absolutely amazing. I haven't cleaned these, to be honest. I didn't clean them. All I did, because I think they've been cleaned anyway, so I just, remember this little gun thing? I just used this before I played them, and there was no static or anything on it, honestly. So these do work. They do actually work. I mean, they're quite expensive to buy, but they do work. But in all fairness, you've got to have a clean record first. You can't like put a dirty record and expect it to sound like a brand new record. These did actually sound like new records. This one, again, played it all the way through. This is the stereo one, isn't it? Very similar to the American album, the same name, obviously, but I think this sounds a lot better. Yeah, very happy with what I paid for it, and it is a fantastic sounding record. Then we've got Beatles #5. Now, a lot of people said, but that's Beatles 65. It isn't. The cover is exactly the same. The contents is completely different. This has got the German language versions of She Loves You and I Want to Hold Your Hand on it. And then a lot of other things that was left off other albums up until the point of this being made. A fantastic sounding record. It really is a fantastic sounding record. I went on the dreaded eBay yesterday. I mean, I paid £40 for this, but this is virtually mint condition. And there was one on there. It did have the Obi strip, but it said it jumped on 2 or 3 of the tracks, and I think they wanted £35 for that, and it was nowhere near as nice as this. So yeah, so out of those, I think they sound fantastic on my equipment, and to my aging ears, you know, they're virtually brand new records. That's what they sound like. And Japanese pressings are fantastic. And by the way, I did make a mistake on the one when I was about Japanese pressings. I said I had the John Lennon collection. What I meant was the John Lennon box set, which is that one there. which is the 8 LPs Japanese press, and I've got the UK one as well. Then I've been listening to a few of the records that my mate, the Vinyl Vault, sent me just before I went away. I haven't had time to listen to all of these yet, mate, but the ones I've listened to so far are absolutely amazing. I don't know where you're getting your records from. I don't want to know in one way, because then that spoils it for everybody else, doesn't it? But yeah, you're getting some absolute gems. I watched the one you put on yesterday where you bought that bag for, was it £8? And there was David Bowie ones in there and all sorts, weren't they? Yeah, but that's going off the topic. The ones you sent me as a gift just before I went to Liverpool, I've played this one, mate, which might surprise a lot of people, which is the McCartney 2 one. Now, this is actually a German copy. Again, didn't clean it. I just wiped it over with my anti-static fibre brush and then used this on it. Again, this Vagon thing. Zero Stat 3, I think it's called. You can buy these. I'm not endorsed by them or anything, so, you know, if you keep your records clean, that is ideal, because every time you put it on, you just go like that with it and it gets the static off it. Yeah, this one sounded absolutely amazing, mate. No jumps or anything was on it. A little toddy bit of like background noise in between the tracks, but only on certain tracks. But overall, a very, very enjoyable listen. Paul McCartney. I'm Paul McCartney. That didn't sound anything like Paul McCartney. Then we've got this one. This made my day when I saw this, mate. This is a 1984 pressing of the Beatles' White Album, aka the Beatles. So you all know the tracks on there. Back in the USSR, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Birthday, Obla-Dee, Obla-Da, Julia. This is actually my favourite Beatles album of all time. Some people might disagree and say it's a load of crap. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. The reason I like it so much is because there's so much different sorts of music on it. You've got rock, you've even got bits of psychedelia on it, you've got ballads, you've got a bit of reggae. Can you call it reggae? Obla-Dee, Obla-Da. You've got nonsense songs, you've got kids songs like the Good Night and things like that. You know, it just, and obviously when they were doing this, the Beatles were still pretty happy, weren't they? When I showed this on the video, the other video, I did say it brought back some really, really fond memories of, you know, from 1984. My mum and dad had split up just before that, and we're still trying to be friends and everything. So my mum came for dinner, Christmas dinner, and this was the album that she bought me. The exact same copy as this. Not this one, but the exact same copy, typeface and everything, exactly the same. And this does sound absolutely amazing. I thought it might be a direct Metal Master, but it's not, is it? It's took from the original tapes. Really, really nice sounding record. Extremely happy to have this in my collection. So once again, thank you to the Vinyl Vault. Again, if you've not checked his channel out, please do. And obviously, if you check his channel out and you like it, please send him a like or subscribe and just say Beatle Dave sent me. Yeah, I'm sure if you check his channel out, you want to subscribe anyway. You know, he goes to car boots, things like that, find things, and then he'll show you what he's got, and for what he pays for them, usually they're between £1 and £2, and he's found some gems. Not all Beatles or David Bowie, but he's found some real, pardon me, gems. Talking of subscribing, Beatle Dave, please like and subscribe if you're not already done so. Then there's this one, Flowers in the Dirt by Paul McCartney. Again, I've got a couple of copies of this, and this was the one where the inner sleeve seemed to have a little bit of water damage on it, but the outer sleeve and the record actually looked immaculate. Again, I haven't bothered cleaning it, mate. I just wiped it with my brush and then zapped it with me ray gun. Fantastic sounding record. This puts my other UK original one of these to shame. So this is definitely going to be an upgrade copy. Yeah, again, Paul McCartney sort of like getting back to basics, wasn't it? Getting ready to start touring and that lot again. Very, very overlooked album in Paul's back catalogue. A lot of fans, you'll either love this or hate it. If you're true McCartney fan, I think you will like it. It is one of his better albums from the 80s. No disrespect to the ones he did release in the 80s, you know. But yeah, I've always thought it's a very, very fine album, and this just proves it, this copy. And then I've been listening to this. Again, this is one off you, the Vinyl Vault, mate. The Beatles 20 Greatest Hits. This is the UK copy, so depending on where you are in the world, you've got a slightly different variation of this. This is basically the UK number ones with Love Me Do on it, so you don't get Please Please Me on it, you don't get The Long and Winding Road, and you don't get Let It Be. This finishes with The Ballad of John and Yoko. The sound quality on this, mate, overall is pretty damn amazing. It sounded better than what I can remember it sounding, if that makes sense. Again, I didn't clean it. I didn't need a clean. I just wiped it with my brush and then used my super duper zapper thing. Very, very underrated. I would recommend this to anybody if you haven't got the 1962 to 66 or the 1967 to 1970 album sets. They are better album sets, but if you are just starting out and you want to like just have a nice Beatles album, this is for you, because basically you've got all the hits, or the majority of the hits in it. That is the track listing. Sound quality again, fantastic. And that's it for my records. Now, you might remember that about a week before I went away, I did get this big box. This had CDs, tapes, and all sorts. And now I haven't gone through everything in here, so I'll just show you what I've been listening to. Right, I can't remember which one it is. Was it that one, or was it that one? I've listened to this one, the cassette of Double Fantasy by John and Yoko. That sounds absolutely amazing. I did have to wipe the heads on my cassette deck because I hadn't used it for a while, but yeah, that sounded absolutely amazing. That was an original, genuine Geffen tape. This one I haven't played yet, but again, looking at it, and I shouldn't really say that because just looking at it you can't tell, which I'll go into in a minute. So yeah, them two are okay. Then we've got these two, the best Paul McCartney, or the best parts 1 and parts 2. These look like they'd been done on somebody's home computer or something, but they are actually from Indonesia or somewhere like that, someone told me. They look very dubious, don't they? They actually sound fantastic. Somebody did put down in the comments about these, although they are semi-official, not official, whatever you want to call them, the sound quality on them is very good. And I have to admit that they are. I put them on up here, and me and Sue sat down in the garden, so I opened the window, and it was on par with virtually CD quality. I think I've said that right. Because Sue was saying, well, that's a CD, and it goes, no, that's a tape. She goes, no, it's not tape. She says, it is, it's tape. What else did we play? I played this one. Move my cup out of the way. Paul McCartney, Give My Regards to Broad Street. Again, is this a pirate? Is it a fake? I don't know. But that did play amazing. It sounded slightly different to the album. I don't know if it's slightly different mix or not, but to me, it just sounded slightly different. I don't know if there's more bass on it or something like that. But yeah, so that one, 10 out of 10 basically. Couldn't wish for it sounding any better. I haven't played that one. Right. So then there's these two I haven't played, which again are of dubious manufacturing. Wings London Town and the Beatles Live, which is the Hollywood Bowl on one side and the Star Club on the other. I haven't played them, so I can't comment on them. But what am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. These two, which are official EMI releases, the Beatles ballads, and Parlophone, look, and EMI. That sounds absolutely rubbish. It's very, very muffled, and I don't know if there's anything I can do with it. At first I thought it was my heads on my tape machine, so I cleaned the heads. I've got a proper tape cleaning thing, and it still sounded the same. It is just about listenable too, don't get me wrong, but it sounds horrible, if that makes sense. And then there was this one, again, an official EMI recording on the MFP label. And again, this sounds crap. But when you look at it, you'd think them two should sound the best out the lot of them. Again, very, very muffled, and it seems to slow down and then speed up again in places. So I thought my belts might be going on my tape machine because I haven't used it for a while, but all the rest play okay. So I don't know. Perhaps just clean it a few more times, because if there's dirt on your tape on here, you can't actually get it off, can you? So I think that's what might have happened. I don't know. Then on the CDs, we've played. What did we play? I played this one, The Beatles Love, which there was 2 copies of this. Again, sat up here. It was a nice day. Sue said, shall we sit outside for a bit? Sat outside. I think Sue had a glass of wine and I had a can of beer, and we listened to this. And I did put on quite loud, to be honest. Not so it would annoy the neighbours or anything, just so Sue could hear it, because she says, oh, that sounds really weird. I says, yeah, it's like everything's all mixed in together. And she goes, that sounds absolutely amazing, Dave. And it does. Again, you know, it's one of those things, you will either love this or hate it. It's one of those where the original album, and I do mean the original album, not the reissue from D'Agostini, is quite hard to get. These you can usually pick up for around the £5 to £10 mark, maybe even less. And then I listened to this one, the Beatles Platinum Volume 2. Again, the sound quality on that is okay for saying it's of dubious manufacture. I think we thought these were from Italy, didn't we? Because I think the red one does actually say made in Italy on it. They sound fantastic though, to be honest. Nothing wrong with them. And I did play the other one, if I can find it. Oh, where is it? Oh, I played that one as well. Lennon Legend. That sounded amazing. And I think, yeah, where's that other one? Yeah, and this one. Platinum, the Beatles Platinum Volume 1. The strange thing is, yesterday's on both these CDs. The thing that lets this down slightly, that one down slightly, is there's more songs from 1965 and 66 on that than it's on the 67 to 70 version, if that makes sense, because that's what they are supposed to be mirroring, isn't it? But like I say, they sound pretty good, to be honest. So that's about it, folks. I hope that's been a bit of interest to you. If anybody knows if you can actually clean tapes, I don't think you can clean tapes, can you? Because Sue says, oh, there used to be a screw in them somewhere where you can screw it and it makes it go faster or slower. I don't know. I can't ever remember there being screws in it. So yeah. So all in all, I've had some nice chilled out days in Liverpool. I've been listening to some fantastic records, and I'm enjoying making my videos. Once again, thank you, Terry, for your wonderful birthday gift. But like I've said, you know, it's not my birthday till the end of September. And I will try and get back to you on that thing that you sent me a message about. I think if we can still get tickets, we might be able to do it. But it depends what's happening at work, because they keep changing my shifts. Which you probably know about, Terry, and other people won't, so I won't go into it. Yeah, so I hope everybody's fine and dandy out there and staying safe. Just a quick shout out to Beatle Brad, who's not very well. I hope you're getting better, mate. Speedy recovery. And quick twist and shout out to Beatley Tone of Beatley Tone's Beatles channel. Mate, keep your hair as it is. You look fantastic. Honestly, you do. You look fantastic. And you look very, very well, mate. And I'm looking forward to seeing some more of your videos. And then thank you to everybody that is subscribing, liking my videos and leaving me comments. You're doing amazing. Last month, by the way, was one of the best months I've actually had on YouTube. Yeah, I even actually earned a little bit of money. Not a great deal, but I did earn a little bit of money. And the viewing figures went up and the subscriptions went up. So it's a bit strange, isn't it? Remember, you are the beat of Beatle Dave. Without you, this channel wouldn't be anywhere as good and fantastic as it is. A splendid time is guaranteed for you all, and I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wrap the video up. So whatever you're doing out there in Beatles land, YouTubers, the vinyl community, and record collectors from around the world, stay safe. Please, please, please stay safe. I will be getting some more tapes. I saw some on the dreaded eBay the other day, so I just like messaged them and like said, yeah, I could be interested in them. So I worked the price out with them, very, very cheap. And it's the person that's selling them, they were her father's tapes, and he was a Beatles fanatic. And whenever there was any radio shows on about the Beatles, he used to tape them onto cassette tapes. So I just thought there was X amount. And then the other day, so I've ordered one lot, and then there was some more that went on. I goes, well, I thought I just bought them. She goes, oh, I've got X amount. I goes, well, she says, oh yeah, my dad, he taped everything on the Beatles, BBC sessions, independent radio sessions, whenever there's anything like an anniversary, he tapes everything. So there is 270 something tapes. So I said, I don't know how to word this. I said, well, if you're interested in getting rid of them all and we can work a price out, I'll have them, and then your dad's collection will stay as one. Did tell I got a YouTube channel and things like that. I'd probably do, a video on them and things like that. So she basically says, yeah, you can have them. I've had to pay for the postage and stuff, don't get me wrong. So I said, no, I'm not going to, no, I'll give you X amount, which basically was pennies for what they are. Now, again, I don't know what they're going to sound like. So if they come before I go back to work, we will start to look at those. It won't be in one video, though, because like I say, I think there's 200 and, I don't know if it's 270 or 280 cassette tapes. And she doesn't know what is on some of them because it's just wrote Beatles on them. She has tried some of them, but not all of them. And she says, if worst comes to worst, Dave, you can always tape over them anyway, can't you? Which technically you could, but I don't want to do that. I just thought it's one of those situations where it's obvious it meant something to her father and it means something to them. So is it am I doing the right thing by trying to keep the collection together? I mean, they could all be rubbish. I don't know, but for what I've paid for them, it doesn't really matter. Really does not matter. I mean, I've paid pennies for them, and I do mean pennies. If you work out for each one, it will be pennies. So that's where we're at. So stay tuned, because that could be a mini series. I don't know, because I'm gonna have to play them first to find out what's on them, aren't I? So it could take that could spread over a year. But if it does, doesn't it, folks? You know what I mean? So once again, thank you to everybody for all of your support, your likes, your comments, and if you're not subscribed, just think about subscribing. It doesn't cost you a penny. It doesn't cost me a penny either. You know, you just press the subscription button, press the notifications button, which is the bell icon. Then you'll get notifications for when I'm doing new videos. I don't do any memberships or anything at the minute. Whether I will or not, I don't know. I doubt it, because see, the thing with a subscription is, as soon as it says subscription, you think you've got to pay. If you press the subscription on YouTube, you do not pay a penny. It is free. If you go on to other people's and they say, oh, do you want to be a patron and do you want memberships and things like that, then that's when you pay. I don't really want to do that. I'm not saying I will never ever do it, but at the minute I don't want to do it. I just want to keep it as it is. I hope you understand that. I think I did say that right. But then again, no, me, I probably didn't. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave wishing you all peace, love and happiness. Stay safe, everybody, and as Beatle Bad'd say, I'm out of here. Whoosh.